to you by Johnson's Wax, makers of beautiful new blade mist that feels cool as it clears and freshens the air. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left, one of the funniest men in the world, currently appearing in a one-man show on Broadway, and one man is all he needs himself, Mr. Victor Borge.
It is, of course, my pleasure to introduce the wife of the great singer, Martin Gabler, who is having his debut in the great musical coming up, Baker Street, Miss Arlene Francis.
I thank you for him, Victor, and for me.
You're most welcome.
And now a gentleman...
How's his voice, by the way?
Glorious.
Thank you.
And now a gentleman who has the respect and admiration of the entire country, and with his wife's permission, my love, Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
Well, you know, even the finest families in America often have a black sheep or a skeleton hidden somewhere in the closet. Now, you take the Daly family, for instance. Well, here's John Charles.
And now I'll spend the whole week wondering whether I'm a black sheep or a skeleton. Bennett, that's very unkind. I must make some apologies. I believe Arlene shares it with me. We joined the Royal and Honorable Society of the Sniffles this week, so if I sound like I'm talking out of the bottom of a barrel, I probably am.
Well, I'm there with you, John.
Good. Mr. Borge, may I say it's very nice to see you in that position, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. Thank you.
And we have some very interesting occupations, which I think you and my other friends in the panel will enjoy tonight. We've got some real tricks to play with you tonight. We'll also have a famous mystery guest for the panel a little bit later in the program, and we'll meet our first challenger after this message. I want to meet our first challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Melvin and Marvin McNichol, right? Gentlemen, would you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Oklahoma City. I'm from Sumter, South Carolina.
Sumter, South Carolina, Oklahoma City. Gentlemen, may I present our panel? And now would you join me over here, and we will let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know that certainly you are twins, I guess we can guess that, and that you both have the same line, and what that line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Messrs. Marvin and Melvin McNichol are salaried and deal in a service, and we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Messrs. McNichols, do you have anything to do with a non-profit-making organization?
Yes. Yes.
Do people come to you for your service?
Not necessarily.
They could?
Yes. Yes.
They could, John, in case you were about to give me a no.
Yeah, I was about to give you no. I would say that is fair. We would have to assume that in coming specifically to the particularities of the service which these two gentlemen do offer, that in some instances individuals would come to them to seek some element of that particular element of the service that they might be particularly interested in.
You talked so long, they've already been promoted. Except that I like to hear you, John, even if I don't know what you're saying. Are you elected to office?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
But Mrs. McNichol, is your work in any way connected with either the law or the penal system?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mrs. McNichol, is your work at all concerned with either hospitalization or religion?
No. No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Borge.
Are you twins? Both of you. Then the name should be McDime.
Ooh!
Oh, no.
2 nickels.
Oh, that was pungent.
It's your work. What do you expect from me? I really don't know what to ask now because... let me see now. Do you... Yes. That's a very good question. Do you wear a special uniform?
Yes. Yes.
Bravo. You did.
That leaves you still asking questions.
No, I was asking the question.
Yeah, that still leaves you asking
But it was Dorothy who actually asked me to ask the question. Oh, I asked her to... But you wear a uniform, and you are not... I'm not very good at this guessing. Can I ask that? Do you work outdoors?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
See? I told you it was easy. Do you have anything to do with children or animals?
No. 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Fred.
That's funny. Is your uniform the kind of uniform that would be recognizable?
Yes. Yes.
May I assume you are not in the armed service? Oh, I mustn't say it that way.
No, you may not. That's 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Now, are you both officers in the armed service?
Yes. Yes.
Are we supposed to guess which branch of the service?
I think that would be fun, yeah.
The twin engine.
Do you do most of your work on the ground? No.
Well, I guess what I'll do is throw all the cards in because being major generals, both of them, they would do a lot of their work
Army,
on the ground.
Was it Army?
Only because they're major generals would we have to agree that they do a good deal of their work on the ground because the United States Air Force.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I was going to ask if they were in the Navy, they would be twin engines.
Or if they had anything to do with the horse races, they could be a daily double.
Oh.
All right.
That would be much better.
I think you've exhausted that field.
We're having a heat wave in New York. It's up to 42, and this is what happens when we have heat waves at this time. But let me formally introduce General Marvin McNichol, who is commander of our 9th Tactical Air Force, and General Melvin McNichol, who is the commander of the Oklahoma City Air Material Command. Actually, General, it's Oklahoma City Material Area, not Command, right?
Yes.
Area.
Did
Now
you start out in the service together? Did you know, both of you at the same time, that that's what you wanted to do?
Yes. Yes.
At the age of 3.
Yeah.
General, judging by the newspapers, I hope you've got your bags packed.
Now, actually, an interesting thing is that these, and I think twins or even brothers in the service of general rank are very, very rare, aren't they, General?
Yeah.
Do you know of any other brothers of approximate age?
Yes.
You do, but no twins?
Not right now.
No twins. But the thing that is really fascinating to me is that, and they both came out of South Dakota, right?
Yes.
Came out of the University of South Dakota?
Yes.
And opted into the Air Force when things got warm, and they're not West Pointers, and they have risen to this very high estate. It speaks very well for the great state of South Dakota, and very well for the brothers McNichol, and very well for the United States Air Force, too. By the way, we're going to have an Air Force ball here in New York on George Washington's birthday as a salute to General LeMay, who is, as you know, stepping down as Chief of Staff of the Air Force. So I hope you all here in New York. I wish you could stay, too. And I will announce that you've asked that this pittance that we have here for you when scoring goes to the Air Force Aid Association, right? And it will be done. And General, thank you very much. And General, thank you very much. All right, and now to meet our second challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Carol Riding. Is that right? And is it Miss or Mrs. Ridings?
It's Miss for business reasons.
All right, we'll call you Miss Ridings. And where are you from, ma'am?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's nice to have you with us, Miss Ridings. May I present the panel? Now, would you join me over here? And we'll let the audience at home and the audience in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Miss Ridings is self-employed and deals in a product, and we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Ridings, is this product something that grows?
No, sir.
1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Could anyone on the panel use it, Miss Ridings?
Yes.
Do you think I could use it?
Yes.
If I used it, would I have it in my home?
Possibly.
When you were using it, you mean, would you have it in your home?
If I used it at all, John, would I have it in my home?
Well, we would be willing to agree that if you used it, that it might be lodged in your home at some time, right?
Is there a possibility, Miss Ridings, that I might use it somewhere else?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Is it something that I would recognize if I saw it?
Yes.
I would know what it was. It's not that obscure. However, is it a luxury rather than a necessity of life?
Yes.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Yes.
Could I get on top of it?
Yes.
Would I be likely to?
I should hope so.
Is it alive?
No.
Is it alive? Nope, that's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Borge.
I missed one question. Would it be used indoors?
That hasn't been asked.
I didn't. Very unlikely. I don't remember that. Indoors? Very unlikely.
I say.
Well, who says what?
You want to ask that question, we'd be glad to entertain it.
Is it... No, don't ask that question. I'm sorry. Why don't we form our own show?
What makes you think you haven't?
I see. Is it something you derive pleasure from using?
Yes.
Well, is it moving by itself, or is it, does it have to be... I can't ask that?
No, it has to be...
Well, will you tell me which question I can ask then?
You can ask if it's moving or
still. Is it moving or is it still?
No.
No, that can't be answered yes or no. The question must be susceptible of an answer yes or no.
Is it moving?
Yes.
Ha-ha. I wish you weren't, because I would be through now. Does it move in any direction you decide yourself?
Yes.
Well, I would say that the latitude that is given to you to decide which direction that it's going to move in is to some degree controlled, but certainly you would concur in the decision as to the direction in which it was to go, based certainly on the other factors of which you had taken full account.
Did you say something?
No. Basically, what I said, Victor, it would go in the direction that you wanted it to go, but probably you wouldn't figure it in having it going in any other direction. Would you say that was fair at that time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
In other words, you direct this instrument, whatever it is.
Well, you direct the direction.
Can it be called an instrument?
Can it be called an instrument? No.
Not a musical instrument.
No, but it couldn't be called an instrument, I don't think, under any terminology.
A boat or an automobile or something is an instrument.
No, they're vehicles.
Not a boat. We argue about that. A boat would not be an instrument, but we don't agree that. I just say this, I don't think can be defined as an instrument. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Fred.
Is it indeed used on the land rather than on water? No.
No is right. 4 down. That's 4 down.
I was thinking of
I'm
water
coming
skiing.
back. Is it in the boat family, this product?
In the boat family. How
Yeah.
big is the boat family?
Well, anything that would be used in above the water, not under it.
It is in the boat family.
It is in the boat family. Is it, has it got any kind of motor in it?
No.
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Now, Miss Ridings, when I asked you if I would get on top of it, you said I would. And it doesn't have a motor. Therefore, is it either some form of... Now, this is a rather
and/or.
large question.
You can't ask that.
Yes, I can. Is it either a raft, a surfboard, or water ski?
How's that again?
Yeah, we'd agree it's in there.
It's one of the three.
Mm-hmm.
May I rule out that it is a raft?
Mm-hmm.
All right. May I rule out water skis?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have something to do with surfboards.
Right. What?
Do you make them?
Make them, is right.
Well, you know, a rapper of course.
Uh-huh. Actually, Miss Ridings is the head of her own company, U.S. Surfboard Sales, and makes a surfboard. It comes in several models, but you call it the Rocker, right?
No, the Roca.
Roca. That's
Yes.
what I didn't have the pronunciation properly. The Roca. And when you say several models, you mean in length, or is this in design? Do you change design of surfboards? sometimes?
Design and size, yes.
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell surf, Miss Ryan?
CERF.
Good.
Good girl.
You'll get a letter of praise. Oh, man.
And a
Just
book
imagine
by
what you can do with Cerf, C-E-R-F, and Board, B-O-R-E-D. So, all right, I'm a skeleton. Not a black sheep, though, right?
Close.
Well, we hope you enjoyed your visit. It was nice having you with us, ma'am. Thanks very much. Good night. And now we'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which, as you all know, the panel is blindfolded. Are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? panel, as you know, we now use a different form of questioning, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we will begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you a motion picture star?
No.
That's no. 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Borge.
So sorry.
You are in show business.
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you in sports?
Yes.
Yes?
Mr. Cerf.
Jolly good. Is it a sport that is played at one particular season of the year?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Good heavens. Is it a sport that is entered in the Olympics?
Yes.
Mr. Borge.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Yes, it's bigger than a bread box, Victor.
Good. Do you do one? Oh, am I through?
Yeah, no, you're still it.
Oh, my goodness.
They knew you were kidding with that.
No, I really meant that. Is it an indoor sport?
Sometimes.
Miss
I beg your
Francis?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
You know,
Is it... You're finished. In a nice kind of way.
I can't see a thing.
Is it a sport in which you have recently had a glorious triumph?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson.
Right. Mr. Floyd Patterson, and he has indeed won a triumph, and I must say, I was sitting there watching it. He beat Chivallo last Monday night in as fine a 12 rounds of boxing as I've ever set eyes on. Victor, you can unmask now.
Why don't you ask me a question?
Did you
through?
see?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Patterson.
Yeah.
Bravo.
But it was, and I don't want to embarrass Floyd, it was a fine fight. By golly, it was just two good men putting together the best that they could for 12 long rounds. And it's going to be, I guess you're going to do the commentary on it. Next Sunday on CBS, they're going to play the tape of the fight. And I recommend it. Are you going to do the commentary on it, aren't you, Floyd?
Yes.
Oh, boy, that's wonderful.
I hope it's not opposite us, John.
Oh, no, I hope it isn't. I know it isn't. It can't be because it's on CBS. But
Who are you
Floyd,
going
I
after
think...
next?
What, say, Bennett?
Who are you going after next?
Well, I hope to get a chance to fight Cassius Clay.
Oh, that would be lovely. I must say, and Floyd made it clear the next day, and in fact made it clear that night, that Chivallo is a really rugged man, isn't he? And Floyd kept on hitting him, and he just didn't keep on even bouncing, did he?
Well, I would like to say one thing about my opponent, Chivallo. I think that he gained just as much in defeat as I did in victory.
Oh, very nicely put, Floyd. Very nicely put. Well, it was fun. You were a great credit to the game, and thanks a lot for coming to see us. Well, I think in balance, we have to agree you've done very well so far tonight, panel. And we'll all be back after this word. Oh. And Victor, it's been wonderful to have you with us again. Good night, Dorothy.
Good night, 007. And good night, Victor, and good luck with your show. I know it's a packed house every night.
Thank you.
You want to say goodnight to me?
Yes, I know you can pack them in also every night if you want.
Not like you. Good night, Victor, dear, and good night, Bennett.
John, you look great sitting next to Floyd Patterson. I was dreaming. Good night, John.
Just hoping he'd let one fly. Well, thank you, Bennett. That's very nice. Next week, by the way, Steve Allen's going to come back and visit with us, which we like. And thank you all for being with us on What's My Line.
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Todman. This is Johnny Olson speaking. And by the way, if you'd like to attend one of our broadcasts, Write to What's My Line, CBS Tickets, 485 Madison Avenue, New York, New York, 10022.